Well, thank you so much for joining today. My name is Eli. I lead the product and product design.
I'm Joe, and I make sure that the business is running.
Yeah, and we're co-founders of Marky, and yeah, excited to tell you a little bit about what we've been up to, the direction Marky is heading, some things to look forward to coming out soon, and answer any questions. The general structure is we'll start out by giving you some updates on what's new in the product, what you can use in the product, and then afterwards we'll have time for questions and just free discussion for yeah. So let's hop right into it.
Okay, give a disclaimer too, or
go for it.
For context. So if you're new to Marky, welcome. If this is your first meeting. So normally there's quite a few people at these meetings. However, Bernard has been he's been holding weekly meetings for people that use Marky to kind of have more regular check-ins, to answer any questions, or to demo features in a more continuous basis. I mean, we're releasing features every day and often, and so to have those weekly check-ins. So maybe you've been to one of those, and if you haven't, you can attend those. They're every week on Wednesday. And to just give a little context about how this is a little bit different than that. Well, first of all, because we're the founders, and so if you have particular questions for us, this is a great time to ask that about maybe like the direction or anything that you want to know kind of there. And so these are once a month. So yeah, I think that maybe some people have been using those meetings that Bernard has been hosting, which is awesome. And if you don't know about those, look for them in your email because you'll get notifications about those there as well.
Yeah, and those are great also if you're new to Marky especially and just want to have someone show you through the product or ask a few specific questions that are just how to use the product. That's where those types of questions are really great in those meetings. Yeah. And Bernard, would you be able to post a link for information or the link to the meeting or something in the chat when you get to it? So yeah, if you're interested in that, that'll be in the chat. Well, to kick it off, we'll talk about one of the new features we released, which was AI image generation. So Joe, would you like to start with that?
Yeah, sure. So this is really cool. If you haven't, probably a lot of people in this chat have heard about Nana Banana. It's kind of the leading AI image generation. What I'm really excited for is the image editing capabilities. And so I can show you some ways to use that. And we're introducing it actually throughout our product. So I'll show you kind of some of the newer the places right now where you can see it. Yeah, so, but we'll be introducing it in other places in our product as well. Just looking for a good post to kind of show it off here. I think some places that it's really good for are kind of what you would use Photoshop for. So say this was your mug and you wanted to show it off, but you actually have versions of this mug that are in in different colors. Well, you could take pictures in the different colors, or you can actually also, I'll just demo this as well. You can remove background. So that's kind of nice. Make sure design's more professional. But let me open it back up. But anything that you can imagine yourself using. Well, let's see. So say you wanted to, make the mug red. So you can apply the edit, and basically anything that you'd use Photoshop for, you can use this for now. And so instead of having to take a picture of your red mugs, now you have that. And you can continue to iterate on it. So, you could say, make it 4th of July themed. Now, we also introduced this little button over here, which is enhanced prompt, because we noticed as we were watching users use this, that they would say this and maybe they had it in their mind about what it means for this picture to be 4th of July themed, but does the AI know what that means? Oh. Oh. There
So-
might be a little bug with Google Meet. I was on a call earlier and it was doing
Okay.
this too.
All right. Well,
Feel free to speak up if that happens again. But thanks. So I don't know if you saw what I was just demoing, but yeah, so I said, make the mug red. And now I'm like saying, okay, well, now I want it 4th of July themed, but
if you want better results, you can enhance the prompt and it'll build it out a little bit.
So now it's saying, it talks about what that means, and I can edit it from here. So let's see.
Sparkling fireworks, use red, white, and blue in there. Use a joyful mood. Let's try that. And
I clicked the wrong button. Let's try that one more time. And it stopped reading again.
I think if you do
Sorry for the technical difficulties, guys.
you do window, I think it's better.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, it edited the photo again and made it somewhat 4th of July themed by putting. So this is great for promotions, or if you wanted the image to be edited in any way.
So like another example is, say we have this image, and for people with products, with houses or whatever, you can put it. So maybe I want to focus on a camping, like outdoor audience. So place this mug on a rock, outdoor camping aesthetic. And I can try to use the enhanced prompt to get better results if I want to kind of get more control. But I can apply the edit. And so, yeah, so if you want to localize your content, if you're running a dealership, maybe with cars, and you want to show the car in your city or in your environment, stuff like that, that's a way you can use this. So there you go. We got that same mug, but now it's a lot more engaging, interesting of a picture. When you like your result, you can click accept, and now it's in the post. So that's the AI edit feature. It's basically Photoshop, but without all the buttons. And there is also another way to access AI image features, and that's generating an image from scratch. So not in this add image section here, in the images, you can also AI generate an image. So here you can just create anything from scratch and generate an image.
And there's one other place right now that you can also access that generate from scratch, which is right here.
Yeah, and that's if you're just if you just want an AI image on a post without any of the design stuff and everything like that, that's a good place to do that.
Yeah, and one thing to notice too is it's actually pretty good at text. So you can say like add text like holiday sale, something like that, in bubble characters. And so it's good if you want, like, if you have a particular way that you want the text to look, and then just the text inside our editor is not doing it for you, then you can use that as well.
Yeah. So theoretically, if you wanted, you could design your entire. You could design your whole post with just the image editor.
Which kind of gets me to, yeah, I think we'll be introducing it in more places in our app. I could see us adding it to where you can actually edit your entire post this way as well.
Yeah. Cool. So that's the first feature. Let's see. Questions about that feature? Yeah, you can upload images if you have an image of a person, you can put them in different environments and situations. That would work. Awesome. All right, so the next feature we've just released yesterday is a calendar overhaul. So this is something we were going to be doing for a while, but it's on the list for a while, and that's drag and drop behavior for calendar, as well as just better calendar ways better ways to use the calendar. So here we have our Marky calendar. I can see, what's coming up, but now all these posts are draggable, and I can reorganize my schedule really easily here. And maybe I want this post going out over here, and it will reorder my queue based on that system. Now, also you have all your options like skip time slot and other options that you would normally have. And then you can also drag and drop custom time posts. So if I want this post to go out on the 23rd, I can, for those of you not familiar, Marky has both a queue and custom time. So if it's in the queue, it'll always be like based on your schedule of what days you're posting. But if it has this little symbol, you can convert any queue post into a custom time post. And that just means it's not associated with your queue. It's going to go out exactly when you tell it. So if you have any of those custom times, you can, whenever you drag those around, you can change what time that's going out. So I could drag it here, and now it's going out on that day instead. And then not only that, we also have a week view as well. So now you can view your content in a little bit larger week view type way. I can go through here. I can preview the media that is here. I can also see like what socials are going out. This icon just means that it's going out to all my socials. And then it's also drag and drop here. So I can drag and reorder and all that kind of jazz.
And if you go to old published posts, you can see all the links, right?
Yeah, you can click here and kind of see all the links.
Click over to them, yeah.
Yeah, and kind of get a quick view of your content and stuff like that. So yeah, just a little bit of a usability improvement with the calendar and making drag and drop working. Now, the last thing we have to show y'all, let's see, duplicate posts. The way, not currently, we will be building out the context menu. I think you can, if you open a post, you can duplicate it right here. So that's kind of the main way to, you can open any of these posts and access all your normal controls that way. So the last feature we have today is something that we're close to releasing, but it's not released yet. But we want to take this opportunity to show you, give you a little bit of an idea of what it will look like. It's going to really change how you can use Marky, the options you have in Marky. And yeah, we'll do a short demo for you today, and just something to be looking forward to over the next coming days. So Josiah, you want to?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think it's basically the biggest innovation we've had at Marky, in my opinion, since Marky started. It will give you an entirely new way to interact with Marky. So to set some context before I show you the feature, you're probably familiar currently with the library, right? And so, you know, I looking at the industries that are on this call, we have people that are, you know, selling houses or, you know, trying to demo products. Most companies either are trying to demo a product, an event, or a service, or, you know, a promotion. And a lot of these, while, you know, Marky currently is really great for kind of that evergreen content, like, hey, in general, this is what we do. It's hard to be like that automatic when there's kind of those more event-driven or like purpose-driven type of posts. So I was talking with one of our customers yesterday, and, you know, they said that if they use Marky to just kind of create like evergreen type content and post that a couple times a week, but whenever their customers come to them with like, hey, I have this house I'm trying to sell, or this product, or the fall promotion, they still have to take that information over email, go into Canva, create the post, send it to them, you know, all this stuff that Marky should be able to accommodate those workflows as well. And so what I'm about to show you is kind of our solution to that.
And to set some context, for those of you who might have been using this feature, but what it is currently in the product is this, where you have your image library, which is just all images, and then you have memory where you can add individual files. Marky will, you know, pull those in when it finds them relevant, but that was kind of the old way of doing
And what's the problem with that? Like what complaints?
Yeah, and the
people have?
main issue with that is that you can't link certain images with, certain products. If you're doing real estate, you can't say, this house picture is related to this house information. And so it was kind of hard to use Marky for some of those use cases. So let's look at kind of the newer version that we're working on. Okay.
So another little thing you'll see here is that business has been renamed to workspace. Just a small thing, but don't let it throw you off when we release this. But then if you go to library, now you can, and again, this isn't released yet. So if you go to your Marky, you won't see this, but this is what we're working on. So if you go to library, now you see something that kind of looks like a Google Drive or your file system on your computer, where you have all these files and folders, and you can drag and drop files into folders and all that kind of stuff. So here's kind of some example data of like how it might be used for a dealership. So they have a dealership here, and you can see that there's different file types. So we have like a product file type, and each of these file types have kind of their own schemas. And for like agencies and our enterprise clients, we will be releasing some additional configuration. But out of the box, there's these kinds of structures of data that you can have, and you can associate images and all that kind of stuff with your files.
So in here, you can see you've got like this user has added a product. It has car images in it, and it has some information about that car. And the cool thing is that there's a generate panel right here. And this is this is like a modified version of the beta generator if anyone's been using that. But any of these files, you can just drag in here and say now, like, create 5 posts with this car. And you could even say, I'm selling this car, or this car is going on sale for 50% off. I want some posts about that. And now it'll know how to use that information. It'll use those images that are linked on that product. And it's as easy as that. You can also, link any kind of information you want on the product. So you can say, use this testimonial as well, or here's some more information for context. You can add lots of different types of data here. So you can, and this will replace the old library. So, in the old library, you could upload documents. You could include your website. That's all available here, but now you can actually explicitly tell Marky, use this page of my website when you're generating this content, or, use this product. And the great thing also is that even if you don't explicitly tell Marky to use, this product, use this page, it'll just work automatically in the background as you're generating posts. So Marky will use all the data you have in your library system, and when it goes to generate. And this is a new way to give you a little bit more control when you're generating, help you generate posts exactly how you want them on the content you want them about.
Yeah, so another thing that I'm excited for here is that you can set alt text on any images. So, if you want the AI to understand something particular about the image and use that, you can obviously generate alt text automatically, but you could edit that alt text. And so then the AI will know, maybe what you really care about here is not actually that it's a Porsche, but that it's, in Austin, Texas, or something like that. And so you put that in the alt text so that when the AI is going to go look for cars in Austin, Texas, it would actually use this image. That's kind of a way to add additional context.
Yeah. And hopefully this should solve a bunch of other, little issues users had. One was that there was no way to organize your images. So, you have a lot of images. Now you can collect image collections in each file. On top of that, there's a folder system, so you can organize your files, your images, however you want.
Even drag the whole folder in.
Even drag the folder, and now it will use that collection of images. And not only can you use it here, but also when you're generating posts, you'll have that generate menu right here and be able to do all of that, straight from the post page. So yeah, that's coming up very soon. We're excited to get this in your hands. There's obviously a lot here to, well, we're in the final stages of testing, so I want to make sure it's all there. But then one other small thing is that everything that's related to generating is going to be right here. So you notice there's the business information right here. So all this stuff that's related to the business when it comes to how the content sounds and looks, or yeah, all the like writing instructions and stuff is all just going to be right here. So hopefully it'll be a little bit easier to work with, and yeah, that's what we're working on right now. Yes, all old data, all your old images and library information will be ported over to this new version once we launch it. So you'll have all your information in here. Cool. Should we go to the questions period?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So this is the part where we open up to questions, either about any of the new features we've talked about or about yeah, anything else you have questions about. Feel free to put it in the chat or go off mute. Yeah.
So I'll kick it off by asking you a question, and anyone's free to speak up about this or put it in the chat if you'd like, but feel free to speak up. Is seeing kind of what this library is doing, I'm curious how you plan to use it in your workflows.
The library generation is still, you can use the beta generator. It's going to be very similar to that. It'll generate ideas, and then and that's in Marky when you go like the custom generate modal. Yeah, so it'll generate ideas, and then after that it'll show you example posts with images and text that you can kind of edit or, you know, adjust as you want before actually creating the posts. So we're going to use that same flow for generating posts with this. We would demo. We're still nailing out the bugs, but that'll be how you generate. And so it'll also give you more control along the way to adjust it and even see specifically what files Marky is pulling in for each idea or each post. So it'll give you a little bit more insight into what's happening behind the scenes. Let's see, developing stage. So we hope to always be developing. Marky is going to always be, so I think in terms of, yeah, we're always going to be pushing out new features every week. I don't think there'll ever be a case where we're going to be done.
Yeah. As far as like how much the image generator will cost, because it is in free beta right now. Obviously, image generation does cost us money, but we have released it under a free beta just to see how people are using it and improve the feature. We will be rolling out a token-based system because I want to get VO3, and now, I mean, Sora 2 just came out last night. So, you know, all these kind of new creative avenues are coming out, which is so exciting, but they all have very different costs. I mean, generating a single VO3 video costs like a couple dollars. Yeah. So what we'll be doing over time is
we're considering switching to
a token-based system. So yeah, you'll be able to buy tokens for, you know, your workspace.
But you also get some, we're considering the details.
Yeah.
Basically right now it's free. There may be some pricing related with it in the future. We're considering how to deploy that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Image generator is available now. Yep. Also, new accounts will be, the library will be completely set up with whenever you open a new account or start a new business. Just like we kind of populate the business right now with information, the library will also be populated with information, with data types, with like products and testimonials, anything that we can get off that initial website. We're going to auto create, you know, and fill out the library as much as we can.
Yeah, so somewhere we kind of like long term, where Marky's kind of strategically moving is, I think we've kind of positioned ourselves as a social media company, and I'm totally a believer in doing something, doing it well. But with kind of this new generation flow, and with custom templates coming out next, is why only be able to make social media posts? Like, I still think that we will be focused on social media posts, but like, I did just see someone come through like with an event flyer. Like, once you have custom templates and you can create an event flyer template, and imagine being able to drag that into the chat, drag in some resources, and say like, make me an event flyer, a social media post, and a newsletter, and a Facebook ad. Where I'd really like to go with this is turn it all, that little side panel you saw, actually making it into just a second. A chat bot. And so you can chat with it, and you can just pull that stuff in. Kind of imagine like Canva meets Google Drive meets ChatGPT. But you can, just ask it for, the resources across your campaign that you need, be able to edit those. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing also, for those of you concerned about having to create a lot of data, there's a nice thing at the top, which is extracting from a source. So say you have a PDF that explains all the events that you like to put on. You can use this feature, and what it will do is it will create or auto create all this data in your library without you having to do anything. So in this case, you can choose which types of data you want to create. So maybe I want to create events and maybe testimonials, because that's what I have in this PDF. Then I can go to PDF, upload the PDF, and it will create events based off that PDF. It'll create testimonials that it found in that PDF. Yeah. So that'll be a really easy way to kind of jumpstart your library. You can just pull in whatever types of data you want, and it will just auto create those files for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me show an example of where that can be used. So if you're a local business, you probably have a Google business. So like if I go to Chevy Capital, just a local business near me, you'll be able to see a lot of reviews, right? So this has a ton of reviews. So I can just select all, basically, copy, go over to Marky, and just paste them all here, and then extract all the testimonials. And I haven't tested this recently, so I'll say not doing that. But the point is that, you'll be able to just, copy all your testimonials in. It'll parse them all, create testimonial files, so that you can have those all in your library.
Let's see. Any other questions?
Yeah, so I think to answer that, pulling in reviews. So yeah, that's exactly this workflow. So how that'll work is you just, whatever website you have, just select all, copy, paste in, or use the URL feature that imports all the testimonials, and then just drag that folder over to the chat, and be like, create me 20 posts with these testimonials.
Yeah. And there's also, we didn't show it, but there's also an option to choose the design options as well. So if you want a specific theme, which this will pair really nicely with the other feature we're working on getting out as soon as possible, which is templates and custom templates. Mm-hmm. So you can create your own designs. So with that custom template feature, not out yet, but almost, you could create, here's my testimonial design that I created. And then you can, drag in your testimony folder, say, use this template that I created for testimonials. Now create me posts about that, where like, if I have a real estate and I have a real estate post that shows the house, then I can say, use these houses, use this template, and now create me, 10 different posts that all use that same design, but with the data changed up and the images and the text all changed, specialized for each one.
Yeah. Yes, we're about at time.
Yeah. Bulk create option, yes, that will work with custom templates. It'll basically be like a theme, like any other. You can create your own themes, basically. So it'll be like any of the other themes. You'll be able to create your own themes, put your own templates in those themes, have Marky use those just as you would the normal themes.
So Eli, where can they go for more information?
So yeah, you can go to our YouTube. That's My Marky AI YouTube. There's lots of great videos there. We'll be releasing videos for some of these new features when they release. So that's a good place to learn about our new stuff. There's also the Marky Facebook community. It's a great place to connect with other people using Marky, ask questions, learn about new features.
Definitely make sure you're part of that.
Yeah, and then the other place on the homepage of Marky, if you are just in the product, at the very bottom, there's a whole bunch of links there. And so that's a great place to go to just kind of find all our resources, find all the places you can learn more about Marky. And
you want to tell them about our affiliate program?
Yeah, so we have an affiliate program. Well, how about you?
Okay. Yeah, so if you love Marky and you want to get it out, you can use our affiliate link. So I think we have kind of industry leading affiliate commission at 30% for lifetime of the customer. So if that sounds interesting to you and you see the direction that Marky's going is promising, and you want to help Marky grow, be part of the inner team, then go ahead and join our affiliate program. It's really easy to join. Thank you, Bernard, for posting those links. If you have the link, you might not, but if you have the link to our affiliate program, we have a Facebook page. And so that would be probably the first place to join. But also in the product, if you click your name, I think in the bottom left, there's a place that says become an affiliate, and there's a lot more information there with links to our Facebook page and to how to sign up for First Promoter. It takes like 1 minute. And yeah, it's just reoccurring revenue for the lifetime of the customer for whoever you sign up. So if you have a group of people that you think could really benefit from this, that is a great way to partner with us and make sure we're growing. We're a pretty small team. You're looking at it pretty much, and Bernard and a couple of the other chatters. And so I view our early adopter customers as kind of part of our team as well as part of our marketing team. So yeah, that's a great way to help.
Yeah, and thank you for being part of the Marky community. Thanks for trying our product, using it. Love to have you here. And yeah, we'll see you on next office hours.